So it was a while ago that I did a live stream mocking Tucker Carlson at a Turning Point USA event because he was talking about how Jeffrey Epstein and everybody involved should be held accountable and how the Epstein Files should be released. Now, I personally thought this whole holding rich people accountable thing was never going to happen. And the reason why I had this mindset is growing up in the black community, you see a lot of criminal activity. And I'm sure there's a lot of criminal activity everywhere in the United States. I don't think it's just exclusive to the black community. But here's my point. In black culture, being a criminal is glorified. It's glorified in our music, in the movies, in our TV shows. And we even have entertainers like R. Kelly who are glorified to this day, and everybody knows he's a criminal. And talking specifically about children being harmed in a way that Epstein and R. Kelly harms children, sometimes it's swept under the rug. As long as these people can entertain or value the people who see them as beneficial, it's okay. The thing about Jeffrey Epstein is he wasn't as simple as just another PDF file. This guy was a multimillionaire and maybe even a billionaire. The people that he was dealing with, they are very high profile folks. Now, going back to the whole lowly black community, the population that everybody tends to forget about or criticize, I just figured that since nobody cares when the lowest of society, quote unquote, commit these kind of crimes, in my logic, I was like, I couldn't see them doing anything to Epstein. Americans are constantly dissatisfied with the government. So I just figured this would be just like another one of those things where we complain about it, but we'll deal with it. Especially because Trump is doing all these great things for the stock market and the economy and actually doing something about the immigration problem that we had before. But I still keep thinking like there's so many fishy things with this Epstein situation. If he unalived himself, why did he care about being poisoned?
Except my almond joy bars. I had extra almond joy bars.
Did you eat almond joy bars and things like that because you're afraid of what the cooks did to your food?
Yes.
Is that because of that you were in for the crimes that you were in for?
No, it was just in fact, I was.
Is it because you're wealthy?
Yes.
So even the interviewer kind of serves my point. So he asked Epstein, do you think that people were coming after you while you were locked up because of the crimes that you committed? And Epstein said, no, it's because I was wealthy, which goes right back to why I thought there's no way that anybody's gonna do anything about what happened or do anything about the Epstein files. Now, I know these are just criminals. These are people who are just in jail. And you would think that all they care about is money. This is not prison we're talking about here. These people are just in jail. You got people who got DUIs. They go to jail. I just, the way that society look at people who have committed a criminal offense, I'm not talking about like repeat offenders. I'm not talking about like, clear cut criminals. I'm just talking about these people are not liking Epstein. And you would think because they always talk about if a PDF file goes to jail, he's gonna get the business. You don't mess with kids, right? But Epstein said no. These people didn't care anything about kids at all. They were looking at the fact that I had more than them. Maybe that's the motivation behind really wanting Epstein. And well, he's unalived. But everybody who dealt with Epstein under the jail, because I keep hearing this whole, how come we all, as everyday Americans, we have to follow rules that the rich and wealthy don't have to? Like, it almost feels like it's not about the victims and it's more about nobody is above the law. And especially speaking as a Black American, because we see criminals get away with stuff all the time in the Black community. And so we were just thinking, okay, this, I think he's like Jewish, but, still by all purposes, white man commit a crime, walks off. That's usually how it looks. And he's not just any white man or Jewish man. He's rich and he's powerful. And he's affiliated with powerful people all over the world. So, of course, he's going to get away with it, but not so. Like, people are still hanging on to this.
How did you know that?
Well, people would constantly come, if I was passing by or have to go for my medical, people would either ask to borrow money or make some other types of comments about,
And
in the beginning.
what were the comments? At the beginning, what were the comments?
It serves you rich guys right that you're here next to me.
There was nothing about your crimes.
No.
And maybe this is what makes the whole Epstein thing a little different. This isn't just some kind of celebrity. He's not entertaining a certain demographic. This guy is one of the most rich and powerful men in the world who is in affiliation with a lot of rich and powerful people in the world who effectively is running the world. So here in the United States, there's this idea that regardless of your economic status or your political power, we're all equal in the eyes of God. So this Epstein situation is challenging what it means to be an American. You know, it's also affecting other superpowers around the world. But I guess I see why. I would think that on the strength of the fact that this man committed a crime is the reason why this is such an issue. But just at looking at him, his cool demeanor, his appearance, his socioeconomic status, it just reads that I can get away with anything. Like he's sitting at this interview as if the crimes that he has committed are not a big deal. Or like this reporter is kind of wasting his time asking about menial things. Maybe that's what really gets under people's skin, not just the gruesome crimes that he has committed with other powerful people. It's the fact that if any of us will have even thought to do these obscene things, we will never see the light of day. But these people do it and talk about it casually and still in leadership look down on us for the smallest things. I mean, we pay taxes to support these people's careers. Many of them, like Prince Andrew, was once a royal. You had to bow to him. He was considered royalty, and he was affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein.